When we talk about scary ancient monsters, we are primarily referring to giant creatures such as dinosaurs. But imagine your reaction if you saw a flying dragonfly more than half a meter long. And it did exist. Meganeura is an extinct species of dragonfly that existed hundreds of millions of years ago. At the end of the 19th century, scientists began to find fossils of these creatures. Today, these exhibits are preserved in various countries around the world. Meganeura had not only developed long wings, but also limbs, with which they could easily capture on the fly a very impressive prey. Give me a like if you've always thought of dragonflies as cute little creatures. Today they really are, but their ancestors could inspire real terror. Deinosuchus. Crocodiles and alligators are pretty scary creatures these days, but their ancestor, who lived 70 years ago, was a real monster. Deinosuchus is an ancient crocodile that reached 12 meters in length. By comparison, the average modern crocodile is 4 times smaller. Not surprisingly, this creature competed with and often defeated the famous and terrible Tyrannosaurus rex, one of the largest and most terrifying predators in the history of the planet. To give you an even better idea of the size of Deinosuchus, imagine a person standing at full height. The open mouth of Deinosuchus could fit a man. Based on these fossils, which are found in large numbers in North America, we can conclude that the lifespan of Deinosuchus was 50 years. Giant rat. Although the scientific name of this monster is Phoberamys pattersoni, it is often called Rodzilla, a combination of the English word rat, meaning rat, and the fictional giant Godzilla. The Rodzilla, which lived mostly in Central America, weighed up to 700 kilograms and grew up to 1.5 meters. Well, these monsters, either giant rats or giant guinea pigs, lived a very long time ago, from 5 to 10 million years ago. Despite their size and impressive teeth, Rodzilla seems to have used them solely for chopping grass, which was their main source of food. Megapiranhas. There is a well-known myth about modern piranhas. Many consider them to be deadly creatures that can attack a person, and after a while only a skeleton remains in the water. In fact, it is a myth from books and movies. But if megapiranhas had survived to this day, it is likely that no one would consider the information about their danger a myth. These creatures lived from 5 to 10 million years ago, reaching a meter in length and possessing 2 rows of sharp teeth. It was a veritable killing machine. Hosta's eagle. If all the previous examples of creatures belonged to ancient times, the Hosta eagle lived on the planet relatively recently, only 600 years ago. It differed from the modern eagle by its gigantic size, that is, it was about twice the size of its modern counterpart, with a wingspan of up to 3 meters. These birds of prey lived in South Zealand, their main source of food being animals called moa, 3-meter-long birds somewhat resembling today's ostriches. Hosta's eagle hunted these huge creatures without much difficulty. The Aborigines of the Maori, the indigenous population of New Zealand, have preserved horror stories of children who were grabbed by the huge beast with its paws and carried away to an unknown destination. That was all a long time ago. Hosta's eagles, like the birds moa they hunted, went extinct about half a century ago. Kelenken are giant birds that lived about 15 million years ago in North America. To get an idea of how big these creatures were, you can look at the image compared to the average human. Among scientists, Kelenken is called a true bird of terror, although it could not fly. The main tools of this raptor were its massive beak and speed. Kelenken could easily catch up with his prey, and then crush it with a few powerful strokes of his beak, thus splitting the skull of the enemy to pieces. Gigantopithecus. The name of these ancestors of modern apes speaks volumes. Gigantopithecus are also considered to be great apes, only they were twice their size. Apparently, these creatures were herbivores and ate mostly bamboo, but you have to agree that a monkey whose arm reaches 3 meters in length is frightening and terrifying. Especially considering the fact that there was a period in history when Gigantopithecus and primitive humans walked together on our planet, but soon after that this kind of monkey became extinct. Today, a large number of Gigantopithecus remains are found in Asian countries, allowing scientists to learn much more about this creature. The modern bear is a large and dangerous creature, but its ancestor, who lived on the planet about 15,000 years ago, was even larger and even more dangerous. This is Arctidus, or the so-called short-nosed bear. To feed itself, Arctidus had to consume about 15 kilograms of meat daily. These huge predators were very good hunters. They could reach speeds of up to 70 kilometers per hour. But unlike today's bears, which can also reach a similar speed, Arctidus were more hardy and could chase their prey for a long time. Therefore, not only horses and antelopes, but even mammoths were among those who fell into the clutches of the predator. By the way, Arctidus became extinct relatively recently. Only 10,000 years ago. Researchers have even managed to discover the weapons that primitive people used to fight Arctidus. Titanoboa. Almost immediately after the dinosaurs went extinct, new and terrible creature appeared on Earth. Titanoboa. The huge snake has become the largest predator on the planet, because the size of this creature can reach 13 meters and weigh up to a ton. Hardly anyone would want to meet a snake of this size in real life. It seems to have been a veritable killing machine, but many scientists believe that, despite its size, the main prey Titanoboa was fish. In addition, these creatures were very sensitive to temperature. They lived in the fairly comfortable warm regions of Central America, and when the temperature on the planet began to drop significantly, Titanoboa became extinct, giving way to much smaller snakes. Racoscorpions. Modern scorpions have a reputation as dangerous creatures, but this is not entirely true. First, of the nearly 2,000 species of scorpions, only 50 are poisonous. Secondly, scorpions are very small, which cannot be said of their giant ancestors, the so-called Eurypterida. The creatures, which reached 2.5 meters in length, lived in bodies of water several hundred million years ago. Apparently Eurypterida were not very fast, but thanks to their excellent maneuverability they were excellent hunters. Megalodon. Speaking of ancient monsters, we can't help but think of the megalodon, a huge shark that still gives many people a hard time. These are gigantic creatures, reaching 15 meters in length and weighing several tens of tons. The teeth of this monster are found all over the world, barely fitting in the palm of a human hand, and the number of teeth reaches almost 300. The megalodon could easily bite through the chest of a whale. Thanks to reconstructions we can understand that a human could easily fit in the mouth of this predator. Although the vast majority of scientists believe that the megalodon became extinct several million years ago, there are many people in the world who believe that the megalodon is still alive. They believe that the megalodon can be found in the depths of the world's oceans, which have not yet been explored by man. Write your opinion in the comments. Do you think the megalodon is extinct or still alive? Leviathan. Speaking about the megalodon, we can't help but remember its main enemy, Leviathan. This is an ancient whale, named after the biblical monster. Leviathan lived in the waters of the ocean 9 million years ago. Imagine, the tooth of this monster was about 30 centimeters long. It makes sense that the torso of the Leviathan was also gigantic. Everyone knows what a 5-story house looks like, and that is how long Leviathan was. However, this huge predator could not survive climate change on the planet and became extinct. Megalania. Many of you probably know what the Komodo varanus looks like. They live on our planet right now and can grow up to 3 meters in length. However, Varanus komodoensis has an ancestor that can really scare anyone. Megalania could grow up to 7 meters and reach a weight of 1 ton. Moreover, this predator was also poisonous, making it truly dangerous to opponents. Megalania inhabited mainly the territory of modern Australia, but despite its size and the presence of venom, the main enemy of this creature, apparently, was man. It was after the active human settlement of the continent that the Megalania disappeared. Dunkleistus. This killer fish lived several hundred million years ago. It reached 9 meters in length, had sharp teeth and an incredibly powerful jaw. Its jaws allowed Dunkleistus to bite through the hard shells of the creatures it hunted. Another superpower of Dunkleosteus was the speed with which he could open his mouth in just 1/50th of a second. That is, the prey did not even have time to understand anything before it found itself in the mouth of the predator. Also, fossils found by scientists indicate that the jaw was so powerful that it could literally chew its prey together with its bones. It is a good thing that Dunkleosteus became extinct long before humans appeared on planet Earth. Like this video if you were interested, subscribe to the channel and click on the bell to be always up to date with new videos. And leave your comments.